Hello everyone, I'm Overcord95 and welcome back to Cornucopia Collectibles. So we're going to be answering your questions today as the thank you for the 250 subscriber goal, which you've already well passed that now. Last I looked we were at like 321, which is just amazing. Also numerically satisfying, but yeah. So just as a recap real quick, I'm going to be answering the questions that I asked about a week ago. And we've also now stated at our 500 subscriber mark, we will be doing our first giveaway. So, if you're new here, subscribe at the very least for that. But also for all the other cool content we do. We do mostly in Funko mystery boxes right now. But I'm hoping to expand into some more toy stuff, some talks about comics, and all kinds of stuff like that. But let's move on to the questions. So our first question is from Emma C., who has a very nice congratulatory statement in there, but then also states, where do I store the Funko Pops and how much room does the collection take up? So I don't have like a true square footage measurement, but the ones that go to my personal collection basically fill up my bedroom walls, shelving units. Some of them are just kind of stacked on top of each other at the moment while I'm figuring out how to place them better. And then the ones that I don't keep, my parents that are behind the camera take them to their house to sort and organize down in their basement on like I think 3 or 4 of like the garage plastic storage shelves that you can get. So yeah, that's those. That's about how much space is taken up, and that's where they go. Next question is from Michael Bolt, who asks, Funkos are always up and down in value. Do I collect any other items that are more stable in price? And the answer is kind of. I collect other things, but collectible price stability is never a sure thing. Because interest can wane, so the price drops, or interest can peak, which causes the price to rise. So the other things I collect besides Funko are comic books, with CGC graded comics on one side and reading comics on the other. CGC graded comics usually, once you've got that grade in, have a pretty standard value with slow increases usually over time. Usually very rarely do you see it truly drop on a CGC graded. And on the reader side of things, I don't worry about value for that because they're for me to read. Maybe someday when I turn around and try to sell them when I'm done with them all, then I'll worry about it, but for now I don't worry about pricing on that. The other thing I collect is vintage video games, which, again, usually you have a pretty standard price for like the systems and the cartridges and stuff like that. If you do get into the graded stuff, because you can get like cartridges and systems graded now and sealed and all that, that'll probably lock in your pricing. Whereas, again, though, you might have suddenly interest pop up in an old game system or a series because somebody does something on Twitch, or there's talk from Nintendo, or there's a whole bunch of stuff that they do to kind of potentially accidentally increase value and interest. Or again, over time, you can find like Atari cartridges pretty cheap across the board with only a few select ones being worth money. And then also condition involved. It depends on value there. So those are the other things I kind of collect. Next up, we've got from Amber the Collector, who says, are you into collecting sodas, and what line do I collect the most of? So I've kind of slowly started getting into sodas bit by bit. I only have a few to my name personally at this point, with probably the most valuable one being the Chase Todd Ingram from Scott Pilgrim, followed by the Knives Chow Limited one that just doesn't have a chase. It's just a small run of like 3,000, I think. And then I have a few others like Superhero Stan Lee and Izuku Midoriya. I'm trying to get the chases for both of those, but obviously that kind of has to be in a price range I'm willing to pay. So not so much into the sodas yet, but there are a few that I'm looking for that are interesting to me. And then what line do I collect the most? At this point, most of the stuff I have is probably going to be Marvel. One, because there's just so many Marvel that I can easily get my hands on the stuff that interests me. And two, those are like the first lines that I deliberately bought was the Marvel Street Art series with like the Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Iron Man, and Stan Lee. And then the other side of that is the Avengers Swarma set I'm working on, and the Venomized Fantastic Four set, which I got all the chases for of those. I also collect Naruto, but those are a lot more specific in like I'm only looking for like I have Flocked Kurama, I'm looking for the glow in the dark versions of the Susanoo and the Ninetales mode, and then I'm looking for like a couple of the Narutos and the Minatos, but I'm not looking for all of the Naruto ones. I only want specific ones from certain scenes or certain characters. So that's what I collect right now. Will that expand in time? Probably. I'll let you know if I start collecting a new line. Next up, we've got a question from Giovanni Vasquez. He's, what Funkos are you looking for your personal collection? I kind of already touched on that previously. Like I said, I'm looking for the Susanoo mode Kurama, and then the Ninetales mode Kurama, both of the glow-in-the-dark chase ones for those I'm looking for. I'm looking for the rest of the Scott Pilgrim sodas, just because at this point I might as well get them all. And then some of the older ones I'm kind of interested in. I'd love to get some of like the crazy value Freddy's, just because as a collector you always want to have a Mega Grail piece in your collection. But like, I recently just got one that I was hunting for that I hadn't really mentioned, but was the Ghost Rider Blacklight. I just pulled that recently from actually winning another ticket that I posted up on Instagram. We didn't open that on camera, but we opened up the ticket from a Stop, Pop, and Roll, and that was what they sent. And I was really happy about that because I got to keep that one. So yeah, a few things for my personal collection. I'm very limited on what I want to get right now, partially because there's space, but also just time. I don't have as much time to hunt for stuff as some of the other collectors do at this point, because I'm still new to this and I'm still learning a lot about the markets and where to find them, who to talk to, all that kind of stuff. So as I work on it, hopefully I'll get more stuff that I'm interested in, and hopefully I'll eventually have the wall of Funko like everybody else does. Then we have from Wayne Deacon. He asks the worst pop ever and what got you into YouTube. So real quick, worst pop ever, at least in my opinion, still is the Clang, the one I blew up for the 100 subscriber mark. I don't like him at all. I don't like his original design. I don't like his Funko Pop version design. And I'm choosing that one because it's also one of the ones that I've personally dealt with. I'm sure there are worse designs that I just haven't seen. Again, there's thousands of Funko. So as time goes on, my answer might change, but at this point, it's Clang. I don't like him. He's not good. No. And then what got me into YouTube, I've actually been doing YouTube at this channel, Overcord95 Gaming, for about 5 years now, where I've been streaming PlayStation and then some PC gaming at a fairly regular pace. I think I have over 500 videos up at this point there, which with them being on average an hour long, if not longer, is a lot of content. So I've been doing YouTube for a while. I'd never made it big on there, obviously. I was just doing it more for fun. And even this, I'm doing more for fun and to kind of help us get through mystery boxes as we buy them. So if something happens here and gets us bigger into YouTube, it'd be awesome. I'd love to get up into the levels of like franchise kicks and stuff like that, but I'm not expecting to. I'm just going to keep doing what I enjoy, as long as we have fun with this and it doesn't turn into where like, oh God, I'm worrying about every single thing. I'll be happy. And that leads nicely into the final comment, where he actually left this comment on another video, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to finish with it here. From Be The One You Love, he asks, I'm sure other people are asking, but where do you come up with the buhbye? My ending when I go, buhbye! He would love to hear the story behind it, if there is a story. So there's kind of a story, but not really. It's just something I started doing. But I started doing it again with that gaming channel. And the reason why I kind of do it the way I do it is, as I was streaming, I couldn't kill the stream instantaneously, so I'd have to stop, go to the stream end thing from my control panel, and like, especially with PlayStation, you have to like go through 2 steps to get to turning it off. So there'd be nothing on the camera anymore because it would block, you couldn't see like my menus and stuff, but I'd still be able to talk. So instead of leaving dead air, I would say my goodbyes, and I'd actually end a lot of the streaming stuff with have a good night and good morning wherever you are, bye-bye! And so I would do that. The other reason is I always want to make sure that the video ends with at least a little bit higher energy than where I might have been. So when I start a video, I kind of start energetic and a little bit more motion and a little bit more energized. As I go through it, you can kind of see I'm excited and interested, but my energy kind of wanes a little bit, not because I'm tired or anything, just because when you're talking as fast as I am and doing as much as I am, your focus shifts from the energy output to the, I need to talk about the Funko in front of me, or I need to be playing this video game and I'm focusing on there. So it's not so much as like frustration or tiredness or anything like that. It's just focus shifting, which then leads to where at the end, you don't want your focus to have, at least for me, I don't want my focus to have been on what I was doing there. I want to leave it a positive note. So the buhbye is a little bit musical, a little bit high-pitched, a little bit energetic, where you hopefully leave on a better note than whatever happened. You could have had an amazing game and you ended with a really high note now because of the buhbye, or if you had a bad video, like the boxes sucked, or I did horribly in the video game when I'm doing the Overcooked 9.5 stuff, and I don't want to end with well, darn it, I'm so upset. I want to leave you with, hey, I did have fun. I want to see you guys again. See you in the next video. Bye-bye! So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. It's just kind of a thing I've started and kept doing. So that's about as far as it is. It's not like, oh, I pulled it from this or it's inspired by this. It's just my personal calling card, we'll put it that way. But yeah. But that's the questions we had. I thank you all for commenting and questioning, and there was a bunch of more comments on that video, but a lot of them were just congratulatory things. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Good luck hunting out there with all the Funkos and everything else you collect. Again, thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!